Language is powerful. It can uplift and inspire. It can also degrade and divide. This essay explores two words, Negus and nigger, that hold profound significance in African American vernacular English. Both words carry historical weight. Both words evoke strong emotions. By understanding their origins, cultural uses, and contemporary interpretations, we gain a deeper understanding of Black identity, resilience, and the ongoing struggle for racial justice. This is not just a linguistic analysis. It's a journey through history, culture, and the complexities of language in shaping societal attitudes toward race. Join me as we unpack the layers of meaning embedded within Negus and nigger. The word Negus carries an air of majesty. It evokes images of ancient empires and powerful rulers, and rightly so. Negus originates from the Ge'ez language of Ethiopia. In Ge'ez, Negus translates directly to king or ruler. For centuries, Negus served as the title for Ethiopian emperors. These rulers held immense power. They commanded vast armies. They presided over rich cultures and traditions. The term Negus became synonymous with Ethiopian sovereignty and the enduring legacy of African royalty. In stark contrast to the regal origins of Negus, the word nigger emerged from a place of pain and oppression. The term Negus, which means king or ruler in Ethiopian culture, symbolizes nobility and leadership. However, the journey of the word nigger is a stark departure from these noble beginnings. Its roots lie in the venomous slur, nigger, a word weaponized by white supremacists to dehumanize and subjugate Black people. This slur was not just a word, it was a tool of systemic oppression, used to enforce a brutal hierarchy based on race. Nigger carries the weight of centuries of slavery, segregation, and systemic racism. It echoes the cries of those who were torn from their homelands, shackled and forced into a life of unimaginable suffering. It is a reminder of the segregated schools that denied Black children an equal education, and the civil rights protests that fought against these injustices. It is a word designed to inflict pain, to strip away dignity, and to reinforce a false narrative of Black inferiority. The violence and terror inflicted upon Black communities were often justified through the use of this dehumanizing term. Yet from this history of pain, a remarkable transformation occurred. The civil rights movement and the rise of Black power began to challenge and change the narrative. Within the Black community, nigger began to evolve. It started to be used in a different context, one that was about reclaiming identity and agency. It shed its skin of external imposition and took on new meaning. Through art, music, and everyday conversation, the word was redefined. This reclamation was not about erasing the pain of the past. Instead, it was about acknowledging that pain and transforming it into a source of strength. It was about seizing control of a word that had been used to inflict harm and transforming it into a tool of empowerment, solidarity, and in-group identity. This evolution reflects the resilience and creativity of the Black community, turning a symbol of oppression into one of unity and pride.
The word Negus, with its inherent link to African royalty, has become a potent symbol of Black pride and heritage. It serves as a reminder of the strength, resilience, and cultural richness of the African diaspora. In a world that often seeks to diminish or erase Black history, Negus stands as a powerful counter-narrative. When used by Black people, Negus reclaims a narrative of power and self-determination. It is a celebration of ancestral lineage and a rejection of the negative stereotypes that have been imposed upon Black people for far too long. Negus is a word that speaks to the inherent dignity and worthiness of every individual of African descent.
Section 5. Reclaiming nigger, navigating the minefield. The reclamation of nigger is a far more complex and contentious issue. While Negus enjoys widespread acceptance and celebration within the Black community, nigger occupies a much more precarious space. Its historical baggage and its continued use as a slur outside of Black spaces make it a linguistic minefield. Proponents of reclaiming nigger argue that stripping the word of its power requires owning it, recontextualizing it, and using it on their own terms. They argue that within the safe confines of Black spaces, nigger can shed its hateful connotations and become a term of endearment, camaraderie, and shared experience.
Section 6. A House Divided, the nigger debate within the Black community. It's crucial to acknowledge that there is no monolithic Black perspective on the use of nigger. The word carries a heavy historical burden, and its meaning and impact can vary widely depending on who is using it and in what context. Within the Black community, there are diverse and often conflicting opinions on the word's reclamation. Some see it as a term of endearment, a way to strip the word of its power to harm, while others view it as a painful reminder of a brutal past. Some argue that using nigger, even in an attempt to reclaim it, only serves to perpetuate its harmful legacy. They feel that the word's history is too deeply rooted in violence and oppression to ever be fully detached from its origins. They believe that the word is irredeemably tainted and that its continued use, regardless of intent, only serves to normalize its ugliness. For them, the word is a constant reminder of the dehumanization their ancestors faced. Others argue that banning the word altogether is a form of censorship that ignores the nuances of language and the complexities of Black identity. They see the word as a symbol of resilience and transformation, a way to reclaim and redefine their narrative. They believe that focusing on policing language within the Black community detracts from the more significant fight against systemic racism and oppression. For them, the energy spent debating the word could be better used to address issues like police brutality, economic inequality, and educational disparities.
Section 7. The Power of Language, Shaping Perceptions of Race. The debate surrounding Negus and nigger highlights the undeniable power of language in shaping perceptions of race. Language is not merely a tool for communication. It is a powerful instrument for shaping social norms, reinforcing power dynamics, and perpetuating or challenging prejudice. Words have the power to wound, to marginalize, and to dehumanize, but they also have the power to heal, to empower, and to unite. Understanding the historical and cultural context of words like negus and nigger is essential for dismantling the harmful stereotypes that continue to plague our society. By engaging in open and honest dialogues about race and language, we can begin to challenge implicit biases and create a more just and equitable world.
Section 8. Respect, reclamation, and the right to self-definition. The journey through the complexities of negus and nigger ultimately leads us to a fundamental question. Who has the right to define language? This question is not just academic, it is deeply personal and political. It touches on issues of power, identity, and cultural survival. The answer, quite simply, is that language is a living, breathing entity shaped by the communities that use it. It evolves, adapts, and transforms, reflecting the lived experiences and collective memory of its speakers. Language is not static. It is dynamic and ever-changing. For Black people, reclaiming language has been an integral part of reclaiming their history, their culture, and their very identity. This reclamation is an act of resistance against centuries of oppression and marginalization. It is a way to assert control over their narrative and to celebrate their heritage. Whether it's embracing the regal history of Negus or grappling with the fraught legacy of nigger, Black people have the right to define their own experiences and to use language in ways that reflect their unique cultural perspectives. This right is fundamental to their dignity and autonomy. It is not the place of those outside of the Black community to dictate how these words should be used or understood. Instead, allies should listen, learn, and support the ongoing efforts of Black people to reclaim and redefine their language. This is a crucial step towards true respect and solidarity. Section 9. Conclusion: Embracing complexity, fostering understanding. As we conclude this exploration of negus and nigger, it's crucial to remember that language is rarely black and white. It is a tapestry of nuances, complexities, and ever-evolving meanings. The words we use, particularly those laden with historical baggage, require careful consideration and a willingness to engage with diverse perspectives. Rather than shying away from difficult conversations about race and language, we must lean into them. By approaching these discussions with empathy, respect, and a commitment to understanding, we can create spaces where diverse voices can be heard and where we can collectively work towards a more just and equitable future.